Sheree, Sheree, Sheree. So they finally put some respect on your name, baby. You are sitting there and you have taken your seat as an OG. Real Housewives of Atlanta. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 14. Basically, it's episode 18, which is part one of the reunion. As I started off saying, they've taken and put some respect on Sheree's name. As it sits, she is the OG. She is First Lady out at this point. Nene's not there. Sheree is there. Sheree was there before everybody there on the couch. Next comes Kenya and Candy. Um, Listen, they gave her the seat sitting right there next to Andy. I said, that was a nice touch. I thought that was a nice touch. They put a little respect on her name, gave her respect for how long she's actually been with the franchise and all of that. That was really cool. But did you really deserve that seat next to Andy? Did you really deserve that seat next to Andy? And we're going to talk about it in a minute. You know where I'm going. Sheba Sheree, honey. Baby, listen. This is how you can tell when things are filmed before you, it comes to the public. Like pre-taping versus real live in real time. We gonna talk about it. Let's go here first. When the girls are actually showing up, Drew, I said, I got you. It's a new edit that they've created for Drew down there to the Bravo. It's called the Class Clown edit, and the owner of it is Drew Zadora. She is the Class Clown edit. What is the purpose of us starting off a reunion watching Drew walking into the place and just literally walking into the door frame, just banging into the door frame? I'm like, while she's trying to vlog herself, she is a goon. A goon. I'm like, oh my God. You clown yourself and they have no problem putting the spotlight on your red wig and big floppy shoes. Just goofy. I'm like, oh God. Anyway, Andy's making his way around to the rooms. You know, as always, the girls love Andy. You know, Marlo, at first glance, when she went into Andy, it was something strange. So what's going on with Marlo? Because Marlo's been playing the villain. You know, she's like the new girl with the peach, but it's like she has a poison apple. All season, Marlo's been running around here with a poison apple outlook, and she's been targeting people and just bad. Like her behavior has been something serious this season, and something was off. And when Andy came in that room, she literally was like she's ready to stop clowning, and she said something about apologizing for some things, and I'm like, wow, what's going on, Marlo? So I don't know. I'll see what's going on. The set right away, I noticed this is come back to Jamaica. It was very Sonja. As soon as I looked at everything, I was like, "Ooh, this has all got to be done." You know, this has to do with Sonja. This is like an ode to welcome Sonja. You know what I mean? I said she's gonna really like this when she comes out and everything. And sure enough, when she came out, she loved it. She loved the set and she felt really good about it. She was smiling. They made her feel welcome. They made her feel a part of things, and that was big. That was big. I mean, cause yeah, that was big. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that thought of Sonja as soon as we started watching. There was a bridge that they actually had. This was like my favorite part. There was a bridge where they walked over the bridge and then they took their seats. And then they took the bridge up. They were literally surrounded by water, like being in on an island. And I said, oh, well, this is cute because I don't give a darn how mad you get or how bothered you are with the commentary, you can't actually get up and leave. I said, I see how you did that, Andy. You ain't you ain't slick. You got to swim on up out of here, okay? But it's very cute. The set's very cute. It's very light, and it just feels good. It feels good. It really does. Um, I'll go with the Jamaican theme, but I could actually see that whole setup with being surrounded by the water and something more elegant would actually be fabulous. I was looking at it and I was visioning it in my head. If it was like everything was like black and gold, because if everything was black and gold, it would be kind of dark, and then the water would just pop, and you would just see like the water around them with lights in the water. That would be flawless, flawless. Andy, maybe for Potomac, but black and gold with the water surrounding them, with like the whole set being more dark and everything more elegant. That would just be so bad. Anyway, listen, let me shut up. I want to check for my work. So, anyway, but just vision that, guys. Black and gold, surrounded by the water, lights in the water, and the water giving you very crystal, flawless. That would be flawless. Anyway, okay, but this is really, really pretty, really cool, and it goes with what their journey's been and where they've been, and then we got new Sonja and all of that. Let's talk about fashions, okay? So, I like this color scheme. This whole, it's a weird color. It's like a fuchsia and a citrus something kind of mixed together. It just seems like somebody just took and infused fuchsia and orange and said, bam, here, deal with that. And it's real peachy, and yeah, it's really, I'm going to tell you what it is, what it made me think of. Bridesmaids. Like really electric bridesmaids in some type of wedding. But it would be like not a traditional like white and something else. It feels like the island. It feels like Carnival. It feels like that, but that color is, and then all of them are in the color in some way, shape, or form. It feels like, yeah, it feels like an explosion of bridesmaids. I don't know. I don't know. I'm lost for words with it, which is strange when it comes to this fashion stuff. But I don't know. I like it though. I like it. It looks good. It feels good to my eyes looking at it. And they look, and then everybody's melanated, and it's just popping. It really is popping. The color looks good on every last housewife up there. They are popping. They really are. So let me just run through how I feel about these dresses. Now, Sheree, I love Sheree's dress. Sheree's dress gives me very age appropriate for an OG who's built like a brick shithouse, such as Sheree. You gotta be a Sheree type to be able to pull it off and be in her age and all that. It has a maturity to it. And then this cut across the bust is just, it's bad because, you know, she bad for her age. So it just, it's solid. The gown, Sheree's gown's everything to me. I love it. Her hair, I love the shape of it. I love the style. I love how it looks on her. The color combination for me is a no. And it's because it's only because she has like a pale blonde in there as a highlight. I don't know why the highlight of that reddish color underneath. And it makes it look weavy because the color is under there and it's just thick. It's just like right in that one spot. It looks very glued in. And that's the only thing that bothered me. I would take that color out and just go with just the pale blonde and then the brownish hair. Look, is that one color in the combination? It's that tricolor, that third color. Just that was a no for me. But the shape of the hair, the length of the hair, all of that, perfect. Makeup, good. Everything. She looks wonderful. She really does look wonderful. I just hate that one piece of that tricolor. That's horrible. That's got to go. Kenya. Um, eh. This is not one of my favorite Kenya looks. The dress is very Judy Jetson to me. It's very Judy Jetson. I don't get it. I don't get it. And the hair is no. 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 That hair gives me the first time when you learn how to rod set your Barbie dream head. So I see your hair, which is beautiful and gorgeous, and then I just see this. Don't you want to dance? Say you want to dance? Don't you want to dance? Ah! Up on top of it, it's just jammed up there, and your hair is out in the front. And they did a good job with like working with your hair and silking your hair and all of that. And I love how it's standing and all that. It's, it's giving me the 80s. That the standing of it, how it's standing up is very much clock strikes upon the hour. It's very that. And that curly mess on top. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know if I would feel. I might would feel differently about it if it was her regular color. But that color, I'm telling you, is don't you want to dance? Say you want to dance? Don't you want to dance? I don't like it. I don't like it. It looks very Barbie dollish. It looks very. It's giving me almost a whole synthetic feel, and I know it ain't synthetic. I know the Kenya Moore ain't wearing no synthetic hair, but that's what it gives me. First time, category is Barbie head. First time in a rod set. I'm not really feeling that too much. It's just Candy's actually on brand. Candy been going through this kind of look lately. This thing that she got going on. This has been her groove lately. This is, yeah. I don't know what that is, but it's cool. It's all right. It's what the girls are wearing to the prom now. Candy's dress is very much what the girls are wearing to the prom, and Candy been on this little thing for a little minute with this style of dress. So okay, I mean, even in her awards, she's done this in latex, and I just wrote in my notes, it's on brand for Candy right now. So it's all right. Even the ponytail, yeah, it's on brand with what Candy's got going on right now. That's what she's been doing lately. Drew, this is the best look of the season for you. Best look of the season. But your makeup, I'm going to say no. Is that rouge? Why are your cheeks like that? Her cheeks is just as rosy. I said, oh. That makeup. That's that old baby that away makeup. I said, because what will happen, if they hit Drew with the wrong lighting, it'll be given very, I've written a letter to daddy. That's very much what it would give if they hit her with the wrong lighting. Like you take that bastard amber off of her and smack her with just a white light, I'm telling you. Baby Jane all the way. I couldn't get with that makeup, but the dress, yeah, Drew. Yeah, her hair, nice. This is the best look for you all season, Miss Drew. All season. Good job. Just them. Remember the old ladies used to take and use their lipstick to do rouge on their cheeks? That's what she got going on. I don't like that. Moving on. Sonja. I don't hate it for Sonja. It's on brand for Sonja. The other person that you would see in this same dress would be Dr. Contessa over at Married to Medicine. We may actually end up seeing Dr. Contessa in this same dress in a different color in a month or so. I just wrote same thing on brand for Sonja. Makeup's nice, hair's nice. Um, of course, again, she's built for it, so it works. It's cool. It's just on brand. I'm not excited about it. I don't hate it. It's just there. It's cool. Marlo has the toilet paper cozy drag version of what Sonja's wearing. I actually hate it, and this is the first because one thing Marlo's going to do. Marlo is going to serve me fashion. I hate it. I hate it. Marlo looks like a toilet paper cozy over there. And then I think I'm tired of the Elvira hair moment. So I'll be glad when she moves on to her next vibe. But she's got the only dress that I actually really didn't care for. I just don't care for it. This one, I don't care for this one, Marlo. Nope, none of it. None of it. Your makeup and your hair looks nice, but I'm sick of that Elvira look with you too. So, nope, I expected more from Marlo. I really did. Even down to her shoes. I looked down at her shoes and I was like, they're nice, but I don't know what I was expecting. So maybe it's me. It could be me, and I'll take ownership of it. But no, I'm not impressed. That wasn't what I was expecting from my Marlo. So that's it. That's what I think about the fashions. Um, I don't know why Andy ain't do something. He didn't look bad, but he didn't do anything. Like he didn't come to the party, Andy. You just kind of chilling. You're just there. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. All of the bone collecting activity. We shined a light on the bone collecting activity. I said, wow. And what showed up? They were showing the clips. Everybody was guilty. Everybody was guilty. I say nobody really was the bone collector when you really look at it all and they showed it all like that. Y'all were all snaking each other. Like, seriously, you all pat yourselves on the back. You all literally talked about each other like a dog all season. And y'all was running back and forth behind each other's back all season. Don't know. Everybody lower your head all at one time. Y'all were all a mess. Y'all were all carrying bones. All of you's purses smell like chicken. All of you all were bone carrying. Welcome to the show. Anyway, moving on. Sheree and Drew had a little moment. It was a tight little moment there. I said, what happened? They were staring each other down. And Andy asking a question, and ain't nobody heard the question. They over there saying stuff under their breath, and it literally was all about Fatum. Honey, that Sheree told her girl, you just couldn't handle her. And she's giving her girl, she was your chihuahua, honey. She was your chihuahua. And you kept sicking her on me, honey, and she was biting at my ankles, honey, but I handled her. She's like, no, you didn't. She gave it to you. And I mean, they was like, I said, what is this, like an ASMR argument? They was getting it under their breath. I said, well, okay, I guess. Child, they made me want to go get a sandwich. I said, all right. And Andy's like, I'm asking a question. I said, and they're ignoring you. Shut up, Andy. This is good, honey. I was enjoying it. ASMR argument down to the, listen, Real Housewives of Atlanta sets the precedent for what we're going to do. This is new stuff. ASMR arguments down to the reunion. Get into it. Straight out of Atlanta. Listen, keep on running it, girls. Keep on running it. Then when Sheree's like, well, I got Anthony's number right here. You want me to call Anthony? And that doggone Andy was like, no, don't call Anthony. Don't call Anthony. I was like, a mess. A mess. And, again, Drew is still throwing shade about not being paid by Sheree. Sheree, I don't know. I'm starting to believe this thing about you not paying bills because you kind of just came on out of your mouth with some stuff that was just like, whoa, wait a minute now. Just hold on. I pay those who need to be paid. No, you're supposed to pay everybody. If you request a service, I don't need to go through this with you. Pay your bills. Pay your bills. Don't stop you being trifling. Anyway, moving on. Then we had Kenya and Marlo kind of got into a little tiff. They had a little tete-a-tete right there for a second, and it went back to that whole situation. Remember when Marlo accused Kenya of driving Lisa Ray's car? Now listen, Kenya she got you, Marlo. She got you because she threw it up in your face and she made you pay and made you eat it. You said this rumor, and listen, lies can never be considered new tea. You lied. You did lie, sis. And I was there because I watched Cocktails and Queens. Honey. Yes, shout out to Fox Soul. Love Cocktails and Queens. Honey. My Selena Johnson and Lisa Ray and Claudia Jordan and Vivica Fox. So I watched Cocktails and Queens, and Kenya was a guest, and she brought it up, baby, and Lisa Ray cleared that up. She's like, that never happened. I said, oh, Marlo, lying is. So she got you. She got you, blew you up right on social media. And Marlo was kind of over there looking, yeah, you look stupid right now because, again, lies can never be considered new tea. So shame on you, Marlo. You lost that bad. Oh, that was horrible. That's embarrassing. Anyway, moving on. I was glad she did it, though, because that was pretty good, honey. Crushed the lie. Just crushed it. Moving on. Sonja and Drew. They got to going back and forth with this whole little thing. And she told her, Drew tried to throw some shade, and Sonja came back and uppercut her, which she said, yeah, girl, you're a great runner. We all know. She said, girl, the things that I've achieved, I am much more than just a great runner. Don't try to do me. She said, honey, I've accomplished many more things than that. What about you? The only thing that you've ever accomplished and achieved was mediocrity at best. I said, well, she uppercut you down with that one. I said, oh, okay. But that's all right, because Drew got her back later. Drew and Sonja was going at it again, honey. And it was this whole thing. Sonja was putting it out there that Drew basically has camera balls. You're one person when the cameras is running, and you're another person when the camera's not running. She told her, but, oh, you're going to tell the truth today. It's happening. You're going to tell the truth. Because, see, I actually did talk to you when you try to put me out there and said that we could have talked back in the room. I remember the scene, and she said, your husband knows it, and the makeup artist knows that I actually had the conversation with you. And then when we came in front of the girls, you flipped it on me, and I was so stunned that I was just, and that was it. And I believe Sonja, because we've seen Sonja get caught a couple times this season where she ain't quick on her feet yet. She getting there, though. And she was taken aback. I believe her. I believe her. And she told her, you're not going to lie today. You're going to tell the truth today. I said, oh. Well, come on with it, Sonja. You came ready. And then they went over there and said, Sheree gonna throw in there and gonna say, I know her to be a liar. I do know Drew to be a liar. I said, oh. I said, you shady. You shady, Sheree. Especially with you over there sitting there owing the woman hundreds of dollars where you didn't pay your part of the bill for the party, and you gonna go in there and throw it on out there that she's a liar. I said, oh, wow, Sheree. Anyway, and then Drew was just cold with the whole thing, just cold, where Sonja was like calling her out, and then Sonja had gotten kind of upset, and she's over there tearing up, and Andy's like, well, wait a minute, Drew, because Drew was like still trying to go, and she's like, wait a minute, she's crying, Drew, like you on something else. She's actually crying, like she's disappointed in you being, because she's saying, like, I thought you were one person and you're somebody different. And I understand that too. But there was a slight bit of clout chase up in your movement, Sonja. I ain't taking that back. You was clout chasing and stuff like that. And you did flip-flop on Drew a little bit too. But some of what you're saying is true. Drew's still going, and that daggone Andy says, well, she's crying. She said, she has tears coming out. I said, oh. Girl, that gave me Cruella de Vil. Of course, she don't give a damn. I mean, she's crying. No, she ain't crying. She got tears coming out. I was like, wow. I thought that was pretty good. That was pretty impressive and pretty evil. I liked it. Anyway, moving on. Let me go back to what was going down over here. We get Sheree and Candy. Sheree, you feeling okay? Sheree trying to get at Candy about talking about her on Speak On It, on her little show. And Andy, literally with his shady butt, goes right ahead and exposes the confessionals, runs back some bean footage of the times when you, Sheree, literally was talking about Candy like a complete dog. All this stuff about her being a hoe and about her giving fellatio to people and all kind of stuff. And I was like, wow. And so the whole issues, the same issues that Dr. Heavenly is having over at Married with Medicine about her basically reviewing the show. I still don't think it's a good idea for you to be reviewing a show that you are actually in. I just don't find that to be a good idea. I think it will always end up like this, and your co-hosts or your regular cast, your other castmates will always feel a kind of way, and they will always end up in a position of dragging you. It's just kind of weird. It has like a double dipping type of feel to it, but I don't know. I think it will always be problematic for whoever's doing it. Anyway, moving on. So then we end up with this thing, and we've been waiting. I knew this stuff was going to get kind of ugly with Marlo and Candy. And Marlo tried to downplay the help that Candy has actually given her. Candy just got pissed. And like I said, oh, there she go, honey. She got the quivering in the voice. I said, girl, she's going to cuss you out, child. And she's like, I think it's horrible that someone could get up on a platform knowing that I've actually done things to help them and trying to downplay it and say I don't help people. And she really did take that very seriously. And Marlo was trying to live in it, but it wasn't working. You were literally, Marlo, you were trying to downplay what Todd and Candy did for you. Don't talk to us like we're crazy, Marlo. You have no access to Todd had it not been for Candy. So all that trying to build that like Todd just out of the blue came talking to you, I'm not buying that. Had there been no Candy, there'd been no conversation with you and Todd. He wouldn't even talk to you. He wouldn't even give you the time of day. I don't even think he even like you all like that. I really don't. But yeah, you were just trying to downplay what Candy has done for you, and shame on you. That's kind of that ain't no good look. That's petty. Like I said, Sheree ain't been paying bills. I believe it. I'm really at the point of believing, girl, you don't like to pay. Then when she said something about Marlo, you said you weren't going to pay the rest for your dress. I'm like, hold that. See, this is the stuff I'm talking about right now with the whole sewing thing and being a designer and working for celebrities. This is some of the stuff that you run into. Why aren't those dresses paid for? You can't sit up in my dress and I ain't been paid. I learned them lessons way back when I was doing proms and stuff back in the day. People in that bull crap. I'm like, why are you sitting there in a dress that ain't paid for? Like, why ain't the designer been paid? And you sit up here with your legs crossed. The designer's a damn fool. Because if you think you're getting your money, you not. Once the daggone reunion wrap, what is the purpose of paying you? Because 9 times out of 10, their platforms are bigger than yours. So ain't nobody listening to you. Ain't nobody listening for you and what you got to say. She already wore the dress on the thing. You know she never going to wear the dress again. Next time you see the dress, there'll probably be pillows made out of it or something that from somebody else. So you the damn fool. Ain't no way. Sewing and styling for celebrities, it ain't all it's cracked up to be. It really is not. It really is not. You know, it just depends on, you could really be, it just depends. It depends. At the lower end of things, sewing for, designing for so-called stars and things, that just, I don't have a draw to it. And I haven't for a very long time. I'm like, a lot of work goes unpaid. A lot of recognition goes unmade. That's, Designers be catching it, trust me. Catching it. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I just didn't like that. Anyway, Sheree got a new boo, and something with that story, like Sheree was getting caught up in a lot of stories. Girl, I think, well, Andy was shading, but it, he put out the fact that you kind of do the fake it till you make it kind of thing, and he kind of like put that out there tonight, and I was like, not such a great look. That's why I asked, did you really deserve the seat next to him? Did he give you the seat next to him like that to honor your OG status? Or did Shady Andy from Bravo give you that seat to actually clown you silently? I'm kind of leaning more toward this nudge, nudge, wink, wink, clowning you silently thing. Because that's what he kind of did. He kind of clowned you silently, in my opinion. You all tell me in the comments, what do you think? But I felt like Andy was clowning Sheree silently about not paying her bills, not coming through, faking it till you make it, basically lying about the whole she by Sheree thing. And thank goodness that this was filmed when it was filmed, because we all know that the Sheba Sheree thing and the sighted, no, oh, it's ready and you can go over there and buy it. It ain't ready and you ain't going over there and buying nothing. Not nothing. I think you got the seat for them to silently clown you, but you know, whatever. Get it how you live, girl. Anyway, moving on. Kenya shaded the mess out of Sheree, talking about Bob's looks. I said, oh, she took it in stride, but I was like, wow, Kenya, that was like, we all seen Bob. Yes, we did, honey. Anyway, moving on. Marlo. Okay, Marlo. Okay. So, listen. I don't know how I really feel about this. We got the whole story. I've already said, and I don't want to come across like any type of victim shaming or anything like that. I get it. It was really, really touching that Marlo went into her whole story. I felt more sincerity from her when she was actually telling her story and what she's been through and how it's actually playing out in her adult life. I felt a sincerity tonight that I haven't felt while the show was going on. I felt while the show was going on, she was constantly using her past for sympathy. This time, I don't feel, I feel she was really sharing from her soul this time when she was actually telling it. She teared up and the whole thing about her mom and when she said, you know, her mom wants she wants her mom to be like Mama Joyce, but that's not who her mom is. And I think Candy was trying. I could see Candy kind of struggling to try to keep her mad on, because it had to touch you. You know that when she said it, it hit. It hit like wow, yeah, like yeah, wow, like dag. Okay, okay, I get it. I get it. I felt sincerity in it tonight. Um, Again, all throughout the program, I've been really choosing my words wisely because I didn't want to come across like victim shaming. You know how, listen, you know how y'all get. But I've felt this way the whole season. I felt like she keeps using her past as being an adoptive child and being a displaced child. I kept feeling like she was using it for sympathy, and that it wasn't, I want to tell you my story. It was more of, feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. That's how I felt. And I've been really biting my tongue. But tonight, I really felt the sincerity in the story and what she told and how much she shared and the hurt, the actual hurt. Kenya got it. Because Kenya started to choke up over there a little bit. She really did. But the stuff with her and Kenya has gone so deep that Kenya can't totally let it go yet. But when she was telling that story, Kenya was getting a little choked up over there, and it was kind of hard not to. Kind of hard not to. And the thing was, in the sincerity of it, I pieced together, she's really not angry with her mom. She understands why her mom is the way she is. She understands that her mother went through a lot of stuff as a child herself. She understands that they are all victims of that whole curse, that that generational curse. And just a real sincere moment here tonight with Marlo. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and leave it alone right there before I get down the road where y'all be trying to get at me and say, James, you being mean. Um, I'm just gonna stop right here with what we've gotten right here. I don't know what's coming up. I don't know what she's gonna do going down the road in this, but tonight I felt sincerity in her sharing her story and what her trauma actually is. So I'm going to leave it at that, because I probably will end up getting her later if she starts that what she's been doing all season. Because all season up until now, I always felt like she was just using it as a tool by which to continue doing the crap that she's been doing. But not tonight. Not tonight. She shared from her heart tonight. So that was very interesting, Marlo. Very interesting. And it was a rough walk that you've been walking, sister. Rough walk. And I get it. All the stuff about men and not trusting them and all that. That stuff, that hit. That was like, wow. Yeah, I get it. I get it. And on that, I'm going to leave this alone. I'm going to leave this alone right here. And I'm going to get on out of here. That's it for part one. I don't know exactly what we're in store for, but I'm sure it's going to be very interesting. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all next week on the part 2 to this reunion. Later. Bye.